welcome once again to another quick shot review for Cheap Shot Entertainment. And as ever, I am your host Luke, and you are the Cheap Shot Nation. And on today's podcast, we will be talking about the remake of a remake from 1922, Nosferatu. It rhymes. Yes, that wasn't planned or anything, but it sounds pretty cool. Anyway, this film is directed by Robert Eggers and stars Bill Skarsgård as Count Orlok, as well as Lily Rose Depp playing Ellen Hutter and Nicholas Hoult playing Thomas Hutter, who are the main couple of the story. And the story is loosely around Dracula. I mean, it basically is Dracula, but it's called Nosferatu. And yeah, basically that couple, the Thomas Hutter and Ellen Hutter, are the main sort of focus point of this film. Now, there are some other notable names, and Robert Eggers always gets some really notable names and tends to work with the same kind of people. Willem Dafoe's in here, and Ralph Ineson, as well as a few others, but they're sort of main people. Anyway, the Hutters, the Thomas Hutter is a real estate agent, and he has been summoned over to Romania or Transylvania or wherever you want to put it, to finalise a deal for a place in England. Just happens to be Whitby. And although I don't think that's ever mentioned here, the aesthetic is beautiful. It feels like you're in the 1920s. It's obviously shot 4K, possibly even more, but it feels like you're in the 1920s, and it's beautiful. So that's the first thing. It's not quite fully black and white, but it feels it. It's got that hue to it, and it just makes it so much more gothic. It's a bit like Batman '89 in that respect. And obviously the graphics and everything are much better. The set pieces more elaborate, but basically follows the same story. So he goes off to Romania, and it's the same story as Dracula, because I went to go and see that at Derby Theatre. And sort of descends into madness as Ellen Hutter becomes ill back at home. And he tries to leave, and Count Orlok's got a hold of him. You never fully see Count Orlok, but Count Orlok needs someone to accept him so he can become whole. And, that is the basic story of the film, because Count Orlok, needs to feed to become whole, and he needs someone who's willingly able to do that. So he entices Ellen Hutter to his lair, so to speak, and he that is his goal throughout the film. And it's a gradual descent into madness. Willem Dafoe's character is like the doctor who's like saying, "Hey, this is what's happening." She's going mad, tied to the bed and all that kind of stuff. It's really strong in terms of that sort of characterization, but the tried and true and tested story of Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, has been done many, many times. And I've got to say, Probably never as good as Nosferatu, because it's not directly called Dracula, obviously, and it is a different take, and it's an original German film done around the time of the World War, and yeah, there was a lot of scenes in that original that probably bordered on yeah, because they wanted to film in a church, but the church wouldn't let them film in the church in the original because they thought that motion picture was the work of the devil. In actual fact, the director was a, a he was a profound racist and Nazi worshipper, basically. Obviously, this is after the First World War and before the Second World War, quite a bit before. But yeah, well, no, it wasn't actually. It wasn't. I'm pretty sure it probably was going into it, but no, he was a Satanist. Sorry, and they didn't want him to film because they thought motion picture was the work of the devil. Funny things that happen in history of filmmaking, but thank goodness it did happen because we got some of the greatest scenes in movie history from that film and scenes that still get played now. And, we get the remake of the remake. I didn't even know there was a remake in 1980, in the 1980s, until looking this film up. But yeah, when this does come out on streaming, because I'm very aware that this is way after it's probably disappeared from the cinema, do give it a go. It takes a while to get going, and obviously it is mostly sort of dark, gritty, black and white. The score is beautiful. The photography is beautiful. So stick with it. It's good. I really enjoyed this one, and I would definitely recommend seeing Nosferatu by Robert Eggers. And that is episode 315 of the podcast. And hope you join us for the next episode, which will be, and I will tell you this because I have got them written down, which will be a real pain. Not literally a real pain, but the film A Real Pain. And starring Jesse Eisenberg and directed by Jesse Eisenberg, in fact. So, yeah, that is also a good one. And we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Hiya.